Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I thought I would do a little talking video. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, and I wanted to just touch on some products that I feel like that I've bought or mentioned but haven't really like fully dived into, just because I haven't been filming as much. I feel like some of these products I just haven't really gotten around to like really fully in depth talking about them, or if I talked about them in like a monthly recap or something, I hadn't like really, I maybe tried them once or something. So there's not a ton of products here, but a lot of really good ones. And some I haven't even mentioned on my channel yet. So first, just starting off with like face stuff, I guess, and I don't really have any skincare in here. I'm kind of in a weird place with skincare where I haven't really been doing a ton anyway, and I haven't really been buying much, but so just makeup, just beauty. Well, I guess skincare is beauty. Anyway, regardless. My girlfriend actually bought this for me so kindly during the last Sephora sale. The Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. This is the vanilla scent. It doesn't have a like shade or anything. It's just clear. The way that I love this lip balm, I can't even begin to describe to you. It's $30, so it's legitimately an absolutely ridiculous price for a lip balm, but it is such a beautiful product. First of all, aesthetically, packaging, you look like a bougie motherfucker, and like so clean, like clean girl aesthetic, you know, like trendy, like you know what the hip happening products are. And the fact that I just said hip happening means that I'm not a trendy person. Anyway, so packaging, amazing. It smells so good. I mean, I guess if you don't like scented lip products, then you probably wouldn't like this, but it smells like an expensive vanilla smell. Like, this isn't Wet n Wild. No offense to Wet n Wild, but it's not like a $3 lip balm vanilla scent, if you know what I mean. And I mean, I guess that we're on the topic of packaging. I really appreciate I wonder if you would even be able to, yeah, I don't know if this is really, I'm gonna try to do like up close product shots, but the way that like the applicator just like glides on your lips, perfectly fits them. And this may sound weird, but I feel like this is a common issue with a lot of products. It's a little bit of a thicker consistency, so when you squeeze it, the hole in the applicator is like large enough to accommodate the product. I don't feel like it's gonna squeeze at the sides or break if I squeeze the like tube too hard, if you know what I mean, which can be an issue with like squeezable tube products, I find. And the actual fucking product itself, so beautiful, so nourishing. It's not super goopy, but it is a little thicker, but it almost looks glossy on your lips, but it's not like a gloss. It's just such a beautiful product. I would buy this again, full price, 100%. It's honestly worth the hype. Although it is a $30 lip balm, so you know, take it or leave it. Now I am very curious about the tinted version though. If you've tried it, let me know, but I'm very into this product in a major way. And this is an older one that I think I mentioned in a recap, but hadn't like fully checked in. I only used it once or something. The e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. I'm not sure if you can still get this, maybe, but I feel like it's kind of basically their like Hydro Grip or whatever dupe, the grippy primer they have, like just repackaged. I don't love the mint smell of this. It's very odd to me to like put a mint scent in a face product, but I'm not super sensitive to scents or anything, so it doesn't super bother me, other than it's just kind of odd. And in terms of like the cooling aspect of it, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit cooling when it goes on your face, but it's not like gonna make you less puffy or anything like that. I do really like this primer, though. I do feel like it definitely is sticky, so if that's going to bother you, stay far away from this. But I really like how it grips my foundation. I feel like it almost adds like a little bit of coverage because it's not just slipping and sliding. It's not super like an emollient primer that's just going to like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like slip like your foundation a little bit. It does like really grip onto it, and I feel like it does help with longevity as well. Obviously it's not going to give you like a dewy finish or anything. I don't feel like it super alters the finish of my foundations in any major way. Just kind of like helps it grip onto your skin and last a little bit longer. So I have been enjoying this, and I would be interested in trying other e.l.f. primers. I think this is the first e.l.f. primer that I've ever tried because I do really enjoy it, and it's very affordable as well. Another primer type product, I did buy this on a whim. I've kind of been in the mood for like a glowy kind of primer-esque product. And so I bought the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. Couldn't have chosen a longer name if they tried. I got the shade Fair Light 00, and apparently it's a primer, concealer, highlighter, and BB cream. A lot of claims. Basically, I use this as like an under foundation kind of like glow product, and I really do enjoy this, actually a lot more than I thought I was going to. In terms of the claims that it makes, I honestly don't really feel like it gives that much coverage. I also am someone who likes coverage in my coverage products. I'm not a skin tint bitch. I'm not like a BB cream bitch. I'm a like foundation concealer person, which I'm sure, judging by my makeup, you can kind of tell. But I mean, I feel like this, I can appreciate it for what it is, and I feel like if you are a skin tint person, I can recognize that maybe this might be like a full like foundation kind of one and done product for you. I think it adds a really nice like true glow to your skin. It doesn't look shimmery, it doesn't look overly glossy. I don't even know if we're going to be able to see it. As you can see from my hand, it is a little bit deep. So if you have really fair skin and you want to use this by itself, it might be a little bit deep for you, but I'm putting foundation and like makeup on over top, so that doesn't super bother me. And honestly, I have worn this out a couple times just by itself, and I feel like it is so sheer that it really isn't going to make that much of a difference. But it really is just like super glowy and healthy looking. It makes your skin look really healthy looking, and I really like the way my foundations go on top of it. I don't feel like it's oily or greasy. It doesn't break out my makeup, doesn't reduce the wear of my makeup. It is expensive, and I feel like I'm going to go through this quite quickly. I think it's like $20, which is a lot, but I don't know. I've been enjoying it, and I actually think that if you are a person who likes no makeup, wants a product that you can use that's just gonna make your skin look better, I think this is actually really nice. I feel like I haven't heard that many positive things about it, but I really actually do quite like this. Another foundation that I feel like I may have talked about before, but I just want to give it another shout out, is the Covergirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation. I have the shade L10. The way that I've fallen in love with this foundation is glorious. Honestly, I feel like I'm super far down. Here, maybe that's a bit better. It's so good for the price. I can't even begin to describe to you how much I love it, but I will begin. It is a matte. I wouldn't even, in my terms, necessarily call this matte. I guess it's like a satin matte, like skin finish almost. I don't find it to be overly mattifying. It's a really nice like medium coverage. It's not super full coverage right out the gate, but it is buildable. It's what I'm wearing on my skin today. But it has such a beautiful, just like skin-like, healthy-looking finish, but it lasts so shockingly well. Truly, like, it will last me all day, and I don't have to worry about it, and it just looks so good no matter what. It doesn't get oily, it doesn't break up, it just is so good. If you are looking for a good drugstore foundation, I cannot recommend this enough. I love it, and it's become just my absolute go-to. Next on complexion is the Sephora Collection Microsmooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder in the shade Porcelain. This has just become just such a great, dependable product for me. I was using the Rimmel Stay Matte Press Powder for a really long time, and I just wanted something different, and this has just, it basically does everything that you want a pressed powder to do. It obviously sets your makeup, but it looks really smooth, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't have any really like pigment or coverage or anything, so I don't think it dulls out or blurs out too much any cream products that I have on underneath. I feel like my makeup lasts really well. I don't get super oily throughout the day. It doesn't break up or get gunky. And so it's just really, really a really great product. It has a really good shade range, which is something that I find difficult to find in pressed powders. And it's a little bit higher than drugstore. I think it's at $25, so it's not super cheap, but at least for how long pressed powders last me, I don't really have personally a problem with that. But yeah, I can see this being like a go-to product for me for a while. Let's see, a cream blush. I have two cream blushes here that I haven't really mentioned that much. I already swatched them, but I'm going to take the swatches off so I can re-swatch them. So starting with the Milani, this is the Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in the shade Nude Kiss. This shade is just basically like a nice little rosy shade, but it's a really thin formula. There's really like no thickness to this at all, if that makes any sense. And I just think this is a really great drugstore blush. It's super blendable, but holds its pigment and doesn't just blend away. It has a really nice, like, kind of glossy finish, but it will set down. It not fully to a matte, but it's not going to be like sticky or anything. I don't find on your cheeks. Obviously I do set all my cream blushes with like powder, but I just really like this. I think it's buildable, it's super blendable, has a really nice finish. I just think it's a really good drugstore cream blush, to be honest. And then, on the other hand, I recently bought the Quo Beauty Lip and Cheek Mud in the shade Russet. First of all, the packaging is already like broken. The stopper keeps coming out, so it's a little bit messy. This is a super like whipped moussey product. This is the shade, which looks a little bit odd when I first like build it up, but it's more of just like a rosy kind of mauve-y shade. And like when you first watch it like this, it looks really nice, but I find just because it is so moussey, it has it, of course now it's gonna look nice. It does though have a tendency to kind of like blend away. Like you can see like how much that sheared out. That swatch actually looks okay, but I don't know. It's just not, essentially not my favorite product. Like it's fine. It builds, you know, you can make it work. It's not like so patchy that it's horrible. It's just not my favorite cream like blush product out there. I wouldn't really recommend anyone like buy it if you've been eyeing it. I think there are like way better cream blushes available, and I don't know. I just am not like a huge super fan of this. Essentially, I just think there are just like better things than this that are just easier to use, more workable. Yeah. Moving on, let's do this. I feel like I have talked about it, but I don't know. I just want to talk about it again. This is the Rimmel highlight in the shade Stardust. I bought this because Makeup Missa was talking about it. Essentially, and I do like it. It's just not like 100% my favorite product. I actually have been using it quite a lot, and I think it's fine. But it is a little, like, it's very gold. It's like a light gold, and it's very metallic. It's very, there's no sheerness to it really at all. And it is like just a touch too deep for me. I swatched it here, but this is more like, I think, a better swatch. But yeah, I just feel like it can leave a stripe just because there's, like, again, not a ton of sheerness to it. And it's a little bit deep. And I think I just prefer something with a little bit more, like, something that you can buff kind of into the skin a little bit more. And I don't know, maybe it's just because the shade doesn't work for me. I do think it's a nice, like, drugstore highlight. If you like something that's going to be, like, really, really shiny, but it's not my all-time favorite. And then another, like, cheek product. This is the e.l.f. I don't know the exact name of it. I think it's like the glowy blush or something in the shade Radiant Peach. I actually do really like this. Oddly, I feel like it can get hard pan when I swatch it, but I'm not really swatching it that much. I think this is a nice, like, affordable, it's like a coral with a gold sheen, and you know how I love a glowy blush. So I honestly really have been quite enjoying this. I think I'm going to get a ton of use out of this in the summer. And it's been like a go-to product when I do like coral looks. I don't know. I really like it. I think if you were like on, I don't know that I would be like, go out and get it, but if you were wondering about this, I think it's a nice, just like glowy kind of blush product. I guess you could use this as a highlighter as well. Maybe it even is marketed as a highlighter. Not entirely sure, but that may not be super helpful. That's an update on this little e.l.f. blush product. I have two, I guess, face palettes here. So this one I've been raving about for a while. I'll just reiterate my love for it. The Blend Bunny Noctilucent Highlighting Palette. Divine in every way. If you like colored highlighters, this is just perfection. I said it before. I saw someone describe this as, again, I might be too low. Am I too low? Oh my God, I just can't get it together today. I saw someone describe this as being basically the Fenty Diamond Bomb in like different shades, and I really agree with that. There is a lot of sheerness to this, to these highlighters, so, and they're sparkly, and I just feel like that's the best highlighter formula because it just makes your cheeks look glistening, gleaming, and wet. It doesn't make them look stripy, and I think it's also makes colored highlighters like this more approachable and work. I feel like these legitimately would work on every skin tone because there's really no base color to these. They're just kind of like shimmery, sparkly powders. Like even if this was a product like this Rimmel highlight, would never, this would be like a full blush, but I can actually pretty easily wear this. I don't even know where I would swatch this, wear this as a highlight, especially when it's sheared out. And then I have like my base, my kind of like blush on top of it. I don't know. I absolutely adore this product, and it's been one that I've been using absolutely non-stop recently. This is a newer face palette to me, the Beauty Bay face palette in the shade Light. I actually think that this is a really nice face palette, and I like that the deeper version of this is quite deep. So there are only two shades, but the deep version is like quite deep. It's not just like medium, which I also really appreciate. I really like this bronzer. Actually, I feel like the tone of it is super, super nice. And it's pigmented, but shearable, like blendable. So I can make it work even though I'm super pale. And I think you could easily build it up to like probably like a good medium skin tone. What was I saying? I really like the tone. It's not orange at all. It's not red. It's just like a really nice bronzer color. I've been reaching actually for this peach blush a ton. I think it's super nice. As far as matte blushes go, they're nice, they're pigmented, they're buildable, they're easy to blend, super great. This highlighter, I like it. It's nice. It's just, again, actually reminds me a lot of the Rimmel highlight, where it's super opaque actually, like again very shiny, and is just a touch too deep for me, so it does leave a little bit of a cast. Not something that I like super hate. I don't like hate it by any means. It's not my like preferred highlight. It's not like my favorite highlight ever, but I could honestly see myself taking this palette if I was like going away somewhere. It has like a pink blush, a peachy blush, highlight, bronzer, like a very nice little base palette. So again, I'm not going to be like, go run out and buy this, it's the best ever, but I really enjoy it. I was really curious because I've never tried any, or had never tried any of Beauty Bay's products, but if you're on the market for a product like this, and you're maybe not like as fair as I am, I don't mind highlighters that are slightly too deep for me because I do wear like so much cheek products. But if you are super fair and you don't do that, it may not be like 100% the best for you. But yeah, just keep that in mind. A mascara that I've been using a lot, or the mascara I guess that I have going right now, is the e.l.f. Lash Extending Mascara. This is just in the shade Black. This is like a fiber mascara. And you can even see, maybe even just from like this far away, there are like tons of little fibers on this brush. I don't love this mascara really at all. It's definitely gotten better the longer I've used it. At first it was absolute shit. I was like, I can't believe I have to use this fucking mascara up. But as it's dried out a little bit, it's gotten a little bit more volumizing, but I just really don't feel like it does anything for my lashes. It's not particularly volumizing. It's not particularly lengthening, and the fibers just fall everywhere. They get into my eyes. They make my eyes water. It's super annoying, and I cannot wait to be done this mascara, to be honest. It's maybe not the worst mascara I've ever tried, but I would not recommend it. Pay an extra $5 or whatever and get a better one. Okay? Some lip products. I think I've talked about this before, but the Beauty Bay Plumping Gloss. This is in the shade Fizz. I've fallen in love with this gloss, and I'm pretty sure they do this shade and a clear one. And I kind of want to get the clear one, but for me, I love this shade. It's a very milky kind of like beige, so it's not going to be for everyone. But this is the most plumping gloss I've ever used in my life, and I love it. As someone who loves plumping glosses, oh, it's so, so good. It's a nice gloss as well. I mean, it does, you know, what you want a gloss to do. Makes your lips look full. You know, it doesn't get gloopy. I don't find it overly sticky. It's not like stringy. Like this ColourPop gloss that I'm wearing, the Luxe gloss from ColourPop, can get like quite thick and stringy. I don't find that. It's nice and shiny. It lasts a really long time. Both the tingling sensation, the lip plumping sensation, and the actual like gloss on your lips as well. But it's just like almost sometimes gives me goosebumps because it's so tingly, and I love that. So if you like a plumping gloss, try this one. If you don't, stay far away because it's intense, but it's like the most intense one I've ever tried. It makes the Too Faced like extra strength lip injection gloss or whatever look like nothing. And then another gloss that I recently tried, I was very excited because this has received endless hype, the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I have the shade Ice, so it's basically like an almost clear like light pink shade. Right out the gate, I do not think that this is a dupe for the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I haven't tried the shimmery like version, so maybe it's different, but just in terms of like the gloss effect, it's no Fenty Gloss Bomb, but it is still a really nice gloss. Worst swatch ever, but anyway. I don't know. I think it's a really nice drugstore gloss. I mean, how many ways can you really describe lip gloss? But I don't know. It smells good. It's not overly thick or sticky or gloopy. It makes your lips look nice and shiny. And that's, I mean, I guess what you really want a lip gloss to do. Nothing like amazing, but I would definitely get more shades, and I think it's a really nice, like, affordable lip gloss. Definitely, though, no Fenty Gloss Bomb, okay? Nothing has usurped those as my favorite glosses. Another kind of randomish product, this is the e.l.f. Facial Oil Mist in the Calming scent. Apparently, it's infused with lavender oil. It's fine. If you see it on a deep discount and you just need, like, something to mist your face with or to mist your brushes with or something, it's nice. It basically just like takes the powdery effect of makeup away from your face, you know? It's not oily though. It's not like super dewy. I was a little bit iffy in the fact that it's a facial oil mist, but I think it's just because they have different scents. If again I saw this on a deep discount, I would probably buy it again, but other than that, it's nothing like super to write home about. It just kind of does what you want, like, I guess, a setting spray to do, in the sense that it takes away like any powderiness to your face. But it doesn't make me look overly dewy or anything like that, or greasy or anything. It doesn't really change, honestly, like the texture of my makeup that much at all. And then I have 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have done first impressions on my channel, and I will have more 3 looks 1 palettes coming from like older first impressions. I'm just kind of trying to figure my life out right now, but anyway, the Beauty Bay New Mood palette, I'm not even sure if this is still available. I'm sure it is because it's not that old, but again, said it, I'm pretty sure my first impressions and in my 3 looks 1 palette, which I will link down below, but I think this was really underrated. I really love this palette. To be honest, I think you can go in so many directions with it, like so many directions, and I think it's super nice. The shimmers in here are really beautiful. This one isn't super special, the gold, but otherwise I think it's such a fun palette. So Beauty Bay always do sales, so keep your eye out for that if you've, you know, been contemplating it. And then another Beauty Bay palette, the Dark Fantasy palette. I love this palette. I've only done a first impressions with it, but I did do eye swatches, so I have used them all on my eyes, and they are all beautiful. Again, don't love that there's a sequin black and a matte black, but at least I am a matte black eyeshadow user. I know some people aren't, so that could even be more of a negative for you depending, but I just love this color story. Again, I feel like you can go in so many directions. I love how grungy and dark it is. It's like colorful grunge, which is like everything to me, and I really feel like they just did the damn thing. Again, with this palette, I just think Beauty Bay is really killing it. And then Blend Bunny, the All Done Up palette. I don't want this palette to fall to the wayside on my channel. I adore this palette, okay? To be honest, to me, this is such a good little like neutral adjacent palette. I love the tones in here. It's giving me like slightly muted ABH subculture. I think the shimmers from Blend Bunny are the best they've ever done in this palette. They're so sparkly, so beautiful. I love the tones. I love the shades. And I honestly think that this, as soon as I tried it and got it and used it, has surpassed the Dollhouse for me for being like a neutral kind of adjacent palette, because as much as I really, really love the Dollhouse, the tones in this palette are just so delicious. It's like you took ABH subculture and like just turned the saturation in terms of like color down, but you still have depth and sparkly shades. Oh, I love it. I love this palette so much. Okay, and before my battery dies, I will leave you here. These were all of the kind of recent things that I've been trying, not behind the scenes, but that I just wanted to give another little update on. I will say, if anyone has been curious at all, because I know I have mentioned that I did buy the Weirdos palette, and this I can actually hold up. The Weirdos palette from Unearthly and the Warms My Blood palette. The Warms My Blood palette, pretty much like a good half of the shimmers came fully smashed. And then in the Weirdos palette, even weirder, this shade that I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a multi-chrome is like fully dried out. It's not hard panned. I know I had a lot of people message me about that. It's not hard pan. I know what hard pan feels like in a shade. It's like dried out. Which is very odd. I've never had a shadow like that before. I did reach out to them. They said that they were going to send replacements. I filled out a little form. Just updating. I haven't heard anything back from them. If anyone was curious. I know some people messaged me on Instagram and was wondering if there's updates. Still no updates as of December 7th. And I'm pretty sure, when did these palettes launch? In September. And I bought them like when they released. And they weren't like inexpensive. So it's honestly been a little bit disheartening because I was so excited to get them. Unearthly gets so much hype, especially on YouTube, and I haven't had the best experience. And I feel like that's important to like keep you guys updated on. So anyway, that's just an update on that. And now I will fully leave you. Thank you so much for watching. I haven't done a review video in a while, or like talking about products, so it's been fun to kind of chit chat. Let me know if there's any like videos that you want to see from me. Coming in January, I will be probably back to my like full regular upload, but until then I'm probably going to be a little bit spotty. Thank you again for supporting me. It literally means everything, and I would love to see you in my next one. Bye.